It seems like the real estate is always greener on the other side of the pond. Americans put $70 billion into real estate in emerging markets like China, India, and Brazil last year, and that number is expected to top $105 billion this year. But there is also a reverse trend happening. The Abu Dhabi Investment Council just took a 90% stake in New York's landmark Chrysler building. Rohan Marwaha is the managing director of Cityscape, an organization that helps facilitate transactions on all sides of just about every single ocean. Good morning, Rohan. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much. Nice to be here.
So big numbers in terms of the overseas investments of U.S. dollars continuing to grow. Is that a surprise to you, specifically given not only how weak the dollar is, but how weak the U.S. economy has been?
Not really. I think American investors are really proactively looking at opportunities outside of the US right now, given the state of the economy here. So BRIC is the natural destination: Brazil, Russia, India, and China, with China attracting the lion's share of that investment from the US.
You know, emerging markets have been hot for a while, and the whole concept of BRIC has been exceptionally hot. But there has been some concern about bubbles bursting, lack of transparency, oversight of government authority. How do you persuade people that those are issues that they have to take into account, but that they're not issues that should prevent them from investing in those countries?
Well, I think the bottom line really dictates all. The returns that companies are seeing in BRIC and other emerging markets are phenomenal right now. Upwards of 30 to 40% in some markets like Vietnam, China, India, Russia, and Brazil. They represent huge opportunities for companies looking to put money overseas. As you said before, $70 billion leaves the US now for emerging markets, and that number is set to grow exponentially.
You know, one of the things that's been talked about, I know, in China is whether or not you have offshore or onshore status, and that can change the amount of the investment and how that investment is treated. That's just one specific situation. What about the situations as it relates to investments here in the United States? Because a lot of Middle East companies or well-known sovereign wealth funds are investing here. What impediments or restrictions do they have, or are we opening up the floodgates and saying America's on sale?
No, I don't think that's the case at all. I mean, America has to be quite restrictive in terms of who it allows to invest here and the reasons for that investment. The Middle East poses no real threat in terms of investing here, and they're the most liquid region in the world right now. So there's a huge amount of money available at a time when America is going through a liquidity and a credit crisis. America would be foolish to turn that money away and say, you have to invest that elsewhere.
What is the one hidden gem, the secret location that is worth investing now, other than BRIC, that you think is going to have explosive growth?
I think Vietnam is a very good territory. As I mentioned before, America was the largest investor into Vietnam, above any other country last year, and that trend is continuing. Ho Chi Minh City is a fantastic destination for investment, but for me, I think the one that tops all lists is India. It's the world's largest democracy. You have a shortage of 25 million housing units in the 9 major cities alone. And the biggest English-speaking democracy, and that plays a huge part.
I haven't made it to India. I've dreamed of going, but I have made it to Vietnam, and what a tremendous place to go. I mean, just incredible. Well, thanks for your tips and advice, and we'll continue to educate people on these markets because they're crucial and a great place to put money to work. Rohan, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks very much.